In part 1, we saw that time really exists out there with space. That time must then store both our past and future. If our past and future exists out there, can we travel to future or to our past and start over? Why are we locked in the present? At the least, can we peep into the future to know what exists out there? We will see what this new model of reality tells us about reaching out in time to the past and future. Because we can only experience three dimensions, it is tough to visualize a fourth dimension that we cannot even point towards. A box like this in our world has six sides. Each side is a flat two-dimensional square. A four-dimensional box will have eight sides to it. Each side is a three-dimensional box like this. Imagine what such a thing will look like and how much more it can store. Existence of an extra time dimension that is not accessible to us is difficult to grasp. A simple way to visualize the extra dimension of time, holding our past and future, is by the thought experiments. Imagine yourself inside a running train that has only one glass window through which you can look out and experience the world through the journey. You see different things running past you as your present moments. You see a green field in your present moment, and that moves through the past, and you see a group of sheep in your next moment, and so on. That is how time dimension is presented to you as your present moment one by one. You will think that your past is gone while your future moments are coming in from nowhere. Now, imagine yourself in a godlike position, standing on top of the train. You are looking into the extra dimension from left to right that was restricted through a very small window in your personal living experience, where each moment was presented one by one. That is how, in the real world, all your past and future events are already laid out in this fourth dimension of time. Does it mean we are logged into our present moment with no access to future? Good news is that in this model of our reality, it is possible to go to the future. However, knowing future ahead of time is a different ballgame altogether. Let's see what is possible, what is not, and why. Universal rules do not stop us from going to the future and living in it. We are still doing it today, but in such a small scale that it is not meaningful enough to notice in our experience. Traveling to the future is not a problem of possibility, but of engineering that can likely come about in future. For now, we have to do another thought experiment using the known rules of science affecting time. Say goodbye to this 10-year-old kid as you are taking off in this imaginary ride to the stars in a new age jet that gradually speeds up to 99.9% of speed of light. You zoom around in space at such high speeds, celebrating 5 birthdays among the stars, and then come back to Earth at the same place. During this time, the 10-year-old boy who waved you when you were leaving is now a 60-year-old man welcoming you back. As you come out to greet him, you have aged by just 5 years. You both disagree on the time this journey took. And why is that? Because compared to a person on Earth, time inside the moving jet runs slower. And that happens because universe has a speed limit rule that nothing physical can move fast enough to match the speed of light. As the jet moves faster and faster, universe slows time down so that the jet or anything thrown from it cannot go past the speed limit. The closer you get to speed of light, the impact on time speed becomes more dramatic. At 99% of light speed, your 1 year in this fast moving jet would be 7 years on Earth. As its speed increases by few fractions, your 1 year would be over hundreds or thousands of years on Earth. If anything achieves the speed of light, the time itself stops. Universe loves its speeding rule and protects it by slowing time down and does not let anything made of matter to reach that limit. Only energy particles like photons move at that speed. During this flight, everything inside the jet will feel normal to you and to your fellow travelers. But every object inside, including your biological clock of aging, will be ticking slower than it is on Earth. If we sustain human life traveling at close to light speed, your 1 year in the flight could be thousands of years on Earth. When you return, you will be returning 1,000 years into your future.
Hey, look, what is this thing?
Now, having seen the future, can you go back to the same past when you left in the jet to tell everyone what is coming up 1,000 years later? Sadly, no. Universal rules do not seem to allow going back to the past. Time cannot be made to move backwards. While most universal rules work equally forward and backward in time, one of them is the arrow of time that forces everything to move forward in time. With time, everything changes into a more disorderly state. The universe does not keep information about its prior states or the route it took to reach here to allow a rollback. That forces time to only move in forward direction. When universe closes a door behind you, options to go back do not exist. Because time is flexible and can tick at different rates, a lot of weird things happen around us that we fail to notice. One example is when you see two distant events happening at the same time. They may be happening at different times for the other persons, even if they are at the same distance from the event. But we intuitively believe that all of us are seeing it at the same time, that we share our present moment. With time being flexible, that is no longer the case for the other person who is moving with respect to you, who will see one flash of light happen before the other. The present moment for you witnessing the flash of light may not be same as present moment for the other person. You both will experience different present moments for the same flash of lights. Here is why in our reality same event can happen at different times for different persons. If I am moving past your house in a fast train from left to right of the screen, and inside the train cabin, two light lamps at equal distance from me are switched on at the same time, I will see them light up at the same time, while you will see the left lamp light up before the other. Our present moments will not match. We will even disagree on the time shown by the same watch when the two lamps were switched on. That is the actual verified result in all experiments. So what explains this disagreement in seeing same lamp light up at different times and even same clocks showing different times to both of us? For me sitting at equal distance from the two lamps, the light from both lamps will reach my eyes at the same time, and I will confirm that they both were switched on at the same time. We can also fix timer clocks at both lamps that start ticking from 0 when lamps are lighted. For me, both the clocks will start and show 0 at the same time when the lamps are lighted. But you will see the same thing differently as the train moves past you. For you, after the light started from two lamps, I was moving away from the lamp on your left and moving towards the lamp on your right. So the light has to travel longer distance from left side and shorter from the right side. But then how can it reach me at the same time when universe is adamant of its rule that light speed will remain same for all? To maintain this rule, something else has to adjust itself, and that adjustment is made by time. So for you, the light from the left lamp will start early to cover the longer distance and reach me with the light from the right lamp. you will actually see the left lamp light up first and the right one later. More the difference in speed, the larger will be the time gap between events. This is not just a visual illusion. Our time is ticking differently because we are moving with respect to each other. For you, even the clock on the left side will start early and show 0 before the other clock, while for me, both clocks will start and show 0 at the same time. That is the universe we live in. When we meet later, we both will disagree on whether the lamps were lighted together or whether the clocks showed 0 at the same time or not. In this universe of flexible time, we both are right. We do not share same present moments. You will see the light bulbs lighting at different time, while I, sitting inside the train, will see them light up exactly at the same time. The event that is yet to happen for you has already happened for me. This future event is still unknown to you, already exists out there in your future before it becomes your present. If you are surprised by this, that is because the time as an extra dimension is out of our intuitive experience. But in our everyday life, similar disagreements on the position in space happen all the time. In this picture, a person looking in from the left will see the girl standing to the left of the tree, while a person from the other side will see the girl standing to the right of the tree. Both are right. We are not surprised because our mind intuitively understands such effects in three-dimensional world. With time, it can be thought of as a similar effect when an event can happen in different moments for two persons moving relative to each other. These are different views in dimension of space when viewed from different positions. These are different views in dimension of time when viewed while moving at different speeds. Like space, time behaves as just another dimension of our reality. Our present moment is personal and independent. Because one event can become present moment for you and me at different times, implies that the event did exist in time already and was delivered to you and me at our own time taking rate. Like that, all moments past and future also exist in time. It is easier to see and understand existence of past and future over large universal scales without having to move at speeds comparative to light speed. Over large astronomical distances, effects of time changes become significant even at low human speeds. Think of an alien on a remote star system in our nearest galaxy, Andromeda. Also imagine that we can see each other over a distance of 2.5 million light years, where our friend is taking a 9-day cruise trip to celebrate his birthday that falls on day 5 of the trip. On his birthday, when our friend is about to blow the candles out, the ship starts moving away from you in space at a speed of just 5 kilometers per hour. You will start seeing your friend as he was 4 days into the past, maybe being welcomed into the cruise ship and planning his birthday celebrations. If the ship moves towards you, you will see what he was doing 4 days in the future, maybe wearing his birthday gifts, exiting from the ship. Your now moment can look 4 days into the past or the future of your friend at such regular human speeds. In our three-dimensional world, a similar example is when you are looking out at a front view through the window. You can extend your view to look at the scene to the left or the right by changing direction of line of sight into that dimension. You can do that because the scene already exists to the left and right of your front view. In the same way, the multiple facts that same event can happen for me and you at different moments in time, that events that are yet to happen for one person have already happened for another, and that you can look into the past or the future of an event, tells us something very profound. It tells us that beyond our present moment, both past and future exist in the time dimension. It seems the future already exists out there. What does this tell us about nature of reality and about our own existence in time? Next, we will look at what this model projects, where the future is stored, and about the possibility of our own existence in that future. If future already exists with time, does it mean our future is fixed? Can we know the future? Do we also pre-exist in future? Watch a new picture of our existence in the next part. We pre-exist in time. That is the third and concluding part of this series. Thank you for watching.